let me test for sound. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, it has been a hot minute since I made any YouTube videos, to the point that I don't know what I should say. So it's going to be a bit of an awkward one. I think it's been about 2 years since I posted my last long video, not just a short. I reckon it's been about 2 years because I think I stopped posting once my third child was born. So welcome. Welcome back if you're already a subscriber and you missed my videos, or welcome if you have happened to stumble across this video. I'm going to try to do this all in one take because I don't have very much time. The kids are at the playground right now, so I'm just going to use that as an opportunity to make a quick sketchbook tour right now. Right, a little bit about myself, I guess. I'm a children's illustrator based in Adelaide, South Australia. I like to work with watercolours and oil pastels, coloured pencils. I'm attempting to learn how to use gouache now because I love artists like Rebecca Green. I love her picture books and whatnot, but it's so hard. I'm having a really hard time thinking about it. I think I need to approach it the same way that I approach digital artwork. Anyway, tangent. I'm going on a tangent now. Alright, sketchbook tour. This is the sketchbook that I used to do my Peachtober 2022 art challenge. For those who don't know, Peachtober is a art challenge that's in the month of, is it October or November? October. That's held in October by Very Little Peach, who is here on YouTube. I will link her in my description for people who somehow don't know who she is. And I decided to try it. I used this Strathmore watercolour sketchbook to do it. I struggled to call this a sketchbook because I don't actually have any sketches in it like I do in this one. They are rather all finished artworks. But for the clicks, let's call this a sketchbook. So this is a Strathmore watercolour sketchbook. I feel it's not the best. I don't really like the sketchbook itself. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone who's about to ask. My goal for it was to try to create more story-driven artworks because I would like to make my own picture book, and to do that I really need to know how to tell a story with my artwork, especially since my artwork is quite simple. This is after I've done the that challenge, by the way, so I feel like it really helped because here's artwork before that where I didn't really tell any sort of story. You know, it was nice to look at, but that's about it. Whereas afterwards, I forgot that I've also got some sketches here planning the Peachtober pieces. Bit of a happy accident, but this is the sketchbook I decided to have as a backdrop pen. But before that, I didn't really do any story type artwork. There wasn't much backgrounds or anything, and now I will actually try. So that is a big improvement on my part, really. Yeah, you know what? Let's just get to the sketchbook because I'm getting distracted. Right, so this was a 31-day challenge that had a set of prompts for you to do. They were all chosen by Sean from Very Little Peach. I decided that I wanted them to all revolve around this character here. She still doesn't have a name, but I draw her a lot, so I guess she's an OC. And I wanted to use limited supplies. So every painting is roughly the same size as well. I wanted to use only a select few pencils. These are the paints that I used. I can actually write down all the colours if you guys are interested in that in the link. These oil pastels, and that's it. That's all I used. I wanted it to all be cohesive as I posted it. It's also on my portfolio, so I wanted to make sure that anyone who comes and looks at my portfolio and would be considering working with me on a picture book or something, then they can actually see that it would look cohesive as a full book, because I tend to make artwork that is very spur of the moment and I don't plan out too much, and then that way, while you look at it like as a massive body of work, it's obvious that it's the same person. If you just look them, I don't know, 3 or 4 side by side, it can be a bit hard to tell sometimes. So that was the thought process behind it. Alright, let's start with Cave. I think this is still one of my favourite pieces. It's not very, compared to the artwork I do at the end of his sketchbook, it is not particularly technically skilled. But I really like the idea, and this helped me figure out how I like to balance things out. The idea of it spawned from an artist I follow on Instagram. Her name is Molly Fairhurst. She had posted an ink painting of like a bear holding a candlestick walking through a cave, which was just this box with like little sections going off everywhere. And I really, really liked how that looked. I think I've actually got, here's some more planning for that. And I really, really liked how it looked, so I just went with that. Alright, Dandelion and Cowboy. This was when I realized that this paper isn't the greatest because it's making these colors look very muddy when I know that normally they're extremely vibrant. And I've told that to people that it looks muddy, and they say that it looks very vibrant to them. And I guess on the one hand it is vibrant, but on the other I know how well it usually mixes, and it's not like this. I really like how I painted the dandelion here though. If I get out of breath, I'm really sorry. I am for some reason saying it all in just a single breath without stopping. I think I'm just really nervous. I haven't done this in a while. So, sorry about that in advance. I do like the idea of this. Oh, at the beginning I also was trying to make it cohesive, but like each prompt would tie in with the next one. So he's just going for the cave for the dandelion. Dandelion, she's flying to the ranch. And the ranch, as for tiger, which is in this next one. This one's very meh, I feel like. It's not particularly inspired or anything. I do like the colours I chose for it though. But then I kind of stopped around this point trying to tie it in because it was just, I don't know. It's already hard enough to do a full piece for every single day, and adding further constraints of like they have to tie in together is just, it was too much. Because I was also writing a story for every single post that I made. So I was doing too much. I like this, but at the same time, this was supposed to look like a tree, like a silhouette of a tree and bushes, and I don't think that really comes across. I wonder if I tried to do this piece again now, if it would look how I had imagined it in my mind. I really, really like the contrast I did in this piece here. I think it did not do nearly as well as the other paintings, I think because it's only 2 colours. But I like how moody it is. I don't usually do like really contrasted paintings, so I really like the moodiness here. Potion, this is something I've painted lots of times, so it was just an easy cop out, honestly, so I could get ahead. I remember Mask, I was having a really hard time coming up with an idea for it. Like I just could not figure out what to do that fit in with like the world I had created. I'm actually really, really happy with how it turned out in the end, especially when you, like if you'd like to read those stories that came with these pieces, they're all on my online portfolio, and I'll have that linked in the description. But I actually really like how this turned out. Boulder has to be one of my favorites. Like this is definitely one of my favorite ones because I love how these flowers right here turned out. I love how everything bled and how they're all very vibrant and colorful and like unreal looking. This one's definitely my favorite. Like one of my favorites, I mean. This one, I'm actually quite upset about Lantern because my sketch for it turned out really cute. Where is it? I feel like the initial sketch here is a lot nicer when the final painting turned out, and that really bums me out because I was looking forward to painting that one so much. I think it's because of the sizing of it, but it was just a bit too difficult. Sorry, I had to go quickly close the door. Field, I don't know, I don't have a lot to say about it. It's not bad, it's not good, it's kind of just meh to me. Lava is definitely one of my favorites as well. This one I was having so much trouble with, and when I finally came up with the idea of it being like one of those lava lamps, but it being like used as an elevator, and the contrast I managed to get in with it, I love it so much. It did so poorly though, and I'm kind of annoyed that this one here, which is just the most generic cat girl painting, did so much better than this one, because creatively this one's better. But I know that shareability wise, this one's of course going to do better on social media, because it's just, I don't know, people love anthropomorphic animals, so it was always going to do better. Still upsetting though. This one is Town, and this is a illustration that I was practicing for my picture book. I've painted it a few times before. Should be here somewhere, this sketchbook. No, that's more planning. That one's Castle. That comes later. Where is it? Oh, Snow is another painting that I feel like turned out better in this sketchbook than it did as a final piece. Okay, so here's one that I tried. Here it is again. And I was trying to work out how I'd want to paint it for the book. Not like this. I did it again on much better paper, the Fabriano 100% watercolor paper. 100% cotton paper, and it looks so much better on that. It's a lot easier to work with, which I think really affects how well the painting turns out. This is based off of a digital drawing that I did, and I think the digital one's a lot better than this one. This one's shell. Trunk and Snow are both ones that I also really like. I like the colours in this one, and I really like the owl. Trunk, I like the idea that if you want to go traveling, like, you know how usually you take luggage onto transport with you? It was that the luggage would take you to transport. I don't know why such a simple concept to me is like so fun, but I love this. I love this so much. I want to turn it into a big painting with a lot more details and everything as well. Wing and Boot. I like the owls in this one again. I don't like how the witch herself turned out. Boot, I don't know. I guess I like the bleed. It's alright, you know. Which, by the way, me thinking that these aren't great or only alright isn't reflection of your own, or like of yours, the viewer's skills either. So please don't take it like personally, because I know that especially if you're at the beginning of your art journey or you're young, it's very hard to separate yourself from other artists. But someone not liking their own work, please remember it's not reflective of your work. It's just that we all have our own expectations for ourselves. Spaceship, I really liked the idea I did in the sketchbook again, which I feel like is a running theme at this point. Where is it? Here? I don't know, I feel like it turned out a bit better than the final artwork. I started off with the idea that Very Little Peach did for her Peachtober the year before. It was like a spaceship that was sucking up stars into its belly or something, and I kind of just platformed off of that. Bun is one of my favorites. I love how busy this background is and the colors and everything. This was like a pivotal moment for how I approach the artwork from now on, and how I still approach my artwork now. Like, this piece is definitely a favorite of mine. Oh, sorry, my tummy is upset. Sorry. Globe I really like. I think it's a simple idea, but I really like the colors of it and everything. Sprout I based off of a photograph of my son doing some gardening, and again I really like the busyness of this one. I feel like there's actually something going on and you kind of want to know more about what's happening, and it feels serene. Castle, I regret going with this idea. Like, although I really like how the colors turn out and everything, I regret going with this idea and not with... I should have tabbed off this one, which I actually tried painting recently. Oh yeah, right here. I still feel like this sketch turned out better. But I regret going with this idea and not something like this. I don't know. Robot, I was having a hard time coming up with something. In the end, I came up with the idea, but it's just, you know, something that is doing the sort of chores you don't want to do. I'm really upset about how these turned out. In my mind, it was such a good idea that they'd be like contrasting one another. One would have more pink, one would have more blue, one's above the water, one's under the water. But the execution is just not what I wanted at all. Plant, this is when I started really experimenting with the way that I did it. This has more of these oil pastels than it has watercolor, than it has pencils. And I was trying to go for the way that Matt Forsyth tries to color. So this one's like a bit of a dodgy attempt, I feel like. But it was definitely like a springboard for how I try to color later. I feel like I did a lot better here, where it actually looks a lot more dreamlike. And I like the textures I got for the bricks as well. This one I really like. Then this is the last one. I tried using gouache on this one. I'm not very good with gouache. I want to be good at gouache, but I'm having trouble figuring out how to layer it for some reason. Like get the right consistency. I think it's just something I really need to practice. Alright, so from here, these are paintings that I just did for myself. They're no longer paintings for Peachtober. This is all of Peachtober finished. Here I was starting to try and plan for the Ramsey Art Prize. I have the finished painting on my Instagram and my website. Spoiler alert, I didn't become shortlisted. Actually, the finalists are going to be announced soon from what I remember. So I was trying to do colouring a bit different. Oh, I didn't say. So none of these I sketched beforehand. I just went straight in with like a dark blue pencil. Whereas from here, I started drawing first with like a bright pink pencil, do the colours, and then I would do the dark blue pencil on top to make it a bit more visible. And I really like how it looks. This is actually how I work from now on. I also do a lot of these paintings on live stream. So if you're ever interested in seeing how I do these paintings, like from start to finish, I will live stream quite often on Instagram. They're usually shorter live streams, like each one, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes to get a painting like this. I really like how the colours turned out on this one. This painting is by my 5-year-old, I think he was at the time, and this was by my 2-year-old. Or maybe he was 3 when he painted this. I don't know, I didn't date any of this, so it's hard to remember. Okay, so this is roughly the composition I ended up with for my Ramsey Art Prize. I don't think I really like how I did the grass or the tunnel in this one. I do like the turtle though. And the house. Both turned out really nice. And the flowers. Not this bit. I like this bit, but not this bit. This one I did on live stream. Someone had asked me if I have the Kurotaka Ganbai paints and like how I use them. These are near the end of the year. I really, really like how this one turned out. For comparison, by the way, end of the year, and this would have been October. Like, doing the finished painting every single day, I feel like really did help me, like, improve really, really quickly. Alright, so these are from this year. That is the first. Did that on New Year's Day. I remember I went out to a cafe, had a nice lunch, had a nice coffee and stuff while I painted that. I still really, really like how this one turned out. I say that like I did a long time ago, but I think I did this literally last week. And the final piece. Yeah. Sorry about how awkward the voiceover has been. Like I said, I am not used to doing videos and voiceovers anymore. It's a bit more natural doing it a live stream because you're actually talking to people, whereas doing both voiceovers like this, you kind of have to talk assuming someone's going to listen to you. But yeah, I'm hoping to do more videos again this year, and especially now that my kid's a bit older, so he's a bit more independent, so I have more time for myself. I'd like to do more real-time paintings. I don't really want to do anything sped up. They will be longer videos, but it will be like 30 to 40 minutes. Although I'd also like to do videos of really large paintings, like size of this desk paintings. I don't know if I really have anything else to say. I'm just doing a quick flick through of this sketchbook for you guys. Yeah, you know what? I don't really have anything else to say. So you know what? Thank you for joining in on this video. I hope you enjoyed looking through my sketchbooks. I am just gonna play music from here on out, but I will hopefully see you again soon, like I said, because I'd like to start doing videos again. And if you're interested in seeing photos of these things, then please either check out my online portfolio or my Instagram. Bye!